Hi, my name's Juliana and this is my TED Talk. So the topic for my TED Talk is going to be unethical practices in the beauty community because I feel like it's something that not a lot of people think about. The beauty industry, I feel like, is seen only in a positive light because it really does help people look at themselves in a better way or express themselves in a better way. So it has a very good connotation with it, but there are some issues that come about with it too. So starting off, I wanted to point out that the global market, or the beauty industry in the global market, is expected to reach $675 billion in 2020, just like a month away. So just to show you how big of an industry this is. So I'm going to be focusing on just makeup in this video, but I wanted to point out that cosmetics is not just makeup. It has a way broader term. It's pretty much anything that's used for a self-care purpose. So like shampoo, conditioner, deodorant, toothpaste, all those things fall under the cosmetics category. So all the things that I am pointing out could fall into one of those things too. So even if you don't use makeup, which I don't think you do, I don't know, maybe you do, I don't know. But there are other products that could have some of these things in them, or just have some of these problems too, especially when we start talking about packaging. That's an issue within a lot of products, but again, I'm just going to be focusing on makeup right now. So I am breaking it down into 3 categories. So the first one is how these products are produced. Second one is the harms that these products can have on humans and also on the earth. And then the very last category is going to be measures that have been taken to fix this, or, you know, try to make things better. But then we'll also get into a little bit more issues that come with that too. So starting off with the first category, how these products are produced. So a lot of these things are produced in laboratories. There is a lot of makeup that's produced in China that probably uses sweatshops, but I'm just going to be focusing on makeups that are created here in America, because we already know that sweatshops are unethical. But a problem that arises even when products are made here in America and, you know, employees are treated right, things are regulated correctly, there's still a problem with how the ingredients in certain makeup is derived. So the one I'm going to be talking about is mica. Mica is a very popular mineral that's used in cosmetics. It's known for its shine and sparkle that it has to it. So it's very popular in eyeshadows, highlighters, and lip gloss. Honestly, any makeup product really, it's very popular. So the problem with this is that mica mines are very popular, especially in India, and those mines use child labor. So there's a bunch of pictures, videos online of these kids working to mine it from the ground. So that's obviously not ethical. And India does have the largest population of children in the world, and a lot of those children aren't documented because it's not very regulated over there. So a lot of these children aren't even being accounted for. So if they get injured, no one really knows. If they die, you know, like, it's just a huge problem within itself. So that's a problem that there is with using natural mica. You can also use synthetic mica, which is created. So it is more expensive, so I guess that's why companies wouldn't want to use it, but it's better than using child labor. And you can also modify it to however you would like. So if you want it to be shinier, you can make it shinier. If you don't want it to get shiny, you could fix it. So I feel like that's a really good solution. Mica isn't only used in cosmetics, it's also used in car paint and electrical insulation. So there are other industries that use this, but I feel like cosmetics is not very important. So if we could cut back the use in one industry, it should be this, especially when we have the option to use synthetic mica. Okay, so next I'm going to go into the harms on humans and the earth. So I'm not going to touch on the harms on animals. A lot of people know that cosmetic companies do test on animals. Not all of them. There are a lot that have stopped doing that or just never did it, and they claim to be cruelty-free, which if they're using natural mica, they're actually not cruelty-free, but they don't test on animals, they don't test on animals. So I'm not going to go into detail about that, but that is another unethical dilemma. So the first one I want to point out is the harms that these products can have on ourselves. So there are some chemicals that are used in certain things that have been linked to some bad things. So those toxic chemicals include formaldehyde, phthalates, parabens, lead, mercury, triclosan, and benzophenone. So exposure to these have been linked to endocrine disruption, cancer, reproductive harm, and neurodevelopment in children. So these are things that are commonly used in a lot of products. I was curious, so I went into my makeup drawer and I picked up the first thing I found with an ingredient list, and there was 3 different parabens on it. So it just kind of shows how careless these companies are with things like that. You know, they find something that works and they don't really care what the causes are, especially because a lot of these are very long term, or you know, it takes a long time of using it or putting this on you for it to cause one of these things, and then it's still really hard to link it to one specific product. So just be very careful what you're buying, what you're putting on your body, and what you're putting in your body. So make sure to read all the ingredient list. The next problem is the one on the earth. So cosmetics uses a lot of packaging, a lot of plastic, and a lot of things that aren't recyclable. So this causes an issue because it leaves a large carbon footprint. You know, after everyone dies, all their makeup's still there. So, and makeup also does not have a long shelf life. So people are buying makeup in such bulk and then not being able to use it, so they just throw it away. And then where does it go? It can't be recycled because it's made out of plastic. So that's not good. But there have been some companies that have started using recycled materials and they don't use as much packaging, so that's good. I wish more companies would adopt stuff like that. Or there are other things that can be done. Some ideas that I've seen or have had are that whenever you run out of a product, you can send it back to the company that you bought it from, and then they can clean it and fill it back up for you. That way you don't have to buy a whole other container, you don't have to get the packaging that the container comes in. You could just reuse that one that you have. So that's a good solution. You can do that with a lot of things. You could do liquid makeup or powder makeup. They could just send you a pan to replace it with. So I feel like that would definitely help out a lot, because I know for me, like, I have products where it'll be like an eyeshadow palette and I only run out of one eyeshadow, and it's like, okay, either I go buy it again or I could just buy that one pan and it would be better for the environment. So that would definitely be good. Another issue is PR packages. So whenever companies come out with a new product or a new line of something, they have a PR list with a bunch of influencers that they send the entire collection to, so that way they can review it, which I understand it from a marketing point of view, but a lot of these people do not need all these products, nor are they going to use all these products. So it really is just a waste. And not only is it the products themselves, but the packaging that it comes in is usually huge and out there and just too much, and involves a lot of plastic and a lot of stuff that you can't recycle. So there's honestly no point in that. So I think that that needs to be stopped, or at least not be as big. Like, just send people like 1 or 2 things. You don't need to send them the whole line. So then the last category is measures taken to fix this. So within the cosmetic industry, only 1 to 3% make environmental, organic, or natural claims. So that's pretty sad because that's a low number, but I feel like a few years ago it was at 0 because no one really thought about the bigger picture, and now people are kind of becoming more aware about it and realizing that we are going to have an impact on the earth and on the people that are making this and all those things. So people need to understand that it's not just us buying these things, it goes way deeper than that. And then they have also created a sustainable cosmetics summit that was created in 2009. So that's where they get together and think of ways to make products more natural, more environmentally friendly, and just all these things to help the cause. So overall, those are some of the issues with the cosmetic industry. There's probably a lot more, and probably some that we might even never know about. But my advice would just be to be very careful what brands you're supporting and what products you're buying and products you're using. Just do a little bit more research before you go out and buy something, because you're supporting businesses with your money. So we can all do our part to make better choices when it comes to anything, honestly, but more specifically what I'm talking about is cosmetics. Thank you.